Yo, 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 yo. Saturday stream, very unusual. Very unusual Saturday stream. But why not, right? Why not? Big fight tonight, Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia. Got a weird feeling about this fight. Very weird feeling about this fight. What I mean by that, I don't think it's going to be the usual Canelo opponent who comes to lay down. I believe Munguia is going to go in there and give it a real go. I've got faith in Munguia going in there and trying to win. I don't know why. Just intuition. Not saying that he necessarily wins either, but I'm expecting a real fight. With that being said, if it is a real fight, I fully expect Munguia to give Canelo Alvarez a lot of trouble. Taller, rangier, bigger, better punch output. Basically, if Canelo Alvarez can't hurt Munguia, like seriously, and get his respect, it's going to be a hard night. It's going to be a hard night. Canelo Alvarez, for me, is a fighter who is on the way out in more ways than one. Physically, of course, he's slower than he once was. One thing about Canelo now, at 168, he's lost his dynamism. There's less of a head movement, punching off the head movement. There's less combinations. The hand speed appears to have dwindled. His punch output has dropped. As he's gone up in weight and as he's got older, the attributes that we once knew Canelo for have diminished. And a young guy like Munguia, who is bigger, who is fitter maybe, and maybe more hungry, I believe this has the makings of a real good fight. Canelo is more experienced. He can counter, and he can take advantage of Munguia's overexcitement, his defensive vulnerabilities. I get it. Canelo can win this fight, no doubt, but I really do believe Munguia is going in there to win. I don't think he's going to lay down. I really don't. I really don't. So Canelo's physical deterioration is one reason why I expect Munguia to give him a hard fight. The second reason is Canelo has been protected by politics in boxing basically ever since he became a champion, winning a world title at a catch weight against Matthew Hatton, I believe it was. Getting a draw on one of the cards against Mayweather, you know? Canelo's been protected for years and years and years and years and years. Eventually, the powers that be in boxing need to sort out the new gravy train. The new guy to carry that flag, especially in the Hispanic market. Canelo Alvarez has gone into business for himself. And usually when a fighter does that, that's when he may lose. That's when the politics are not necessarily as on his side as they once were. I was an old school wrestling fan back in the day. And when it was called WWF. And back in the day, I stopped watching about 2005-06. But back in the day, Brock Lesnar kind of came into WWE. And one of the plans was for Stone Cold to lose to Brock Lesnar in basically a squash match. And Stone Cold refused. And Vince McMahon uttered the phrase, he took his ball and he went home. That's what Canelo Alvarez has done, in my opinion, with the David Benavidez fight. The fact that Canelo isn't tying himself down to a TV network, to a promoter for long term. Eventually, the powers that be in boxing will sort that. They will get sick of it. Because Mayweather likes to say he was his own boss, but you know how many fights he had with Golden Boy? Like he committed to Showtime. He committed to HBO. He was in one place. He was his own boss in a sense, but he was committed. He bowed down to who he needed to bow down to. Canelo, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be doing that. He seems to be going to the highest bidder and not really tying himself down anywhere. Eventually, that's going to come back. potentially to bite him when it comes to politics, when it comes to the political protection that he's had. Maybe this is that fight because Munguia is somewhat marketable. He's got a good style. He's exciting. Hispanic fan base, potential Hispanic fan base, if he were to win this fight. Maybe they're willing to let this one be a real fight, and see what happens. Of course, Canelo is going to get protection in certain fights against guys who can't sell. Yeah, cool. But this may be a fight where he doesn't get that protection. I've got a weird feeling about this fight. I feel like there's more resentment now for Canelo Alvarez than there has been for a long time. Probably since he failed the drug test leading up to the Golovkin rematch. A lot of people are resentful that the Benavidez fight hasn't happened. Difference is now, Canelo is 32, 33. He's had well over 50 fights, nearly 60 fights, I believe. There's not much in the tank with Canelo now. Back then, there was a lot of miles in the tank for Canelo when he failed that test. And yeah, there was resentment back then for Canelo, but they could rebuild him. Now, the growing resentment, the fact that Canelo is not signing a long-term deal with a promoter or a TV network, that shit could come back and bite him. It could come back and bite him. It really could. And I think this is going to be a real fight. I think it's going to be a real fight. Brandon, what's up, bro? Yeah, boxing is looking good. It's looking good. We got some bad news, though. We got some bad news. Beterbiev versus Bivol is off. It's going to get rescheduled. Beterbiev, I believe, tore a muscle or something. Meniscus. I don't know what he did. He fucked something up. Yeah, bro, I've been ill recently, man. I've been ill. So hence the lack of videos. There's been a lot going on this week. Ryan Garcia popping, Beterbiev, Bivol getting called off, Canelo Munguia. There's been a lot going on, bro. Do I think Munguia can hurt Canelo? I think he can get Canelo's respect. Put it that way. Yeah, me too, Jordan. It's a fucking it's shit. It's shit. I agree. For me, Canelo was best at 160, especially in the second fight with Golovkin, which I still scored for Golovkin. I agree. Since then, Canelo has slowed down. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And he's not really had any real fights because John Ryder is what he is, right? I mean, Golovkin never came to fight in that trilogy fight. He never came to win. Jamel Charlo, I mean, if that's fighting, then I'm a Dutchman. He never came to fight. The only guy who gave any real effort was Bivol, and we saw how that fight went. Big up Del and chat. Hopefully everyone is well. I felt for the longest now that Canelo is there for the taking, and dare we say it, but by stoppage. I certainly think he's beatable. He is very beatable because, for me, that Dimitri Bivol fight was very telling to me. I know it was at light heavyweight, I get it, but to me, Dimitri Bivol looked like he never got out of second gear. It looked like he treated Canelo like he treated Lyndon Arthur. Do you know what I mean? Like, there were times when Canelo was sitting on the ropes with his hands down. He could barely hold his hands up. He was so tired in the last 4 rounds. And Bivol did nothing. Just let Canelo off the hook. That fight could have been a lot more one-sided than it was. A lot more. It was like man versus child in there. People try to reevaluate and revise how that fight went. Go back and watch it, especially the last 4 rounds. He can get away with this fight, but if he fights Berlanga next, he will lose the fan base. Yeah, Berlanga would be... I'm sick. I'll be honest. Listen. For the good of boxing, I hope Munguia goes in there and wins. But there we go. Yeah, Beterbiev, man, this always happens, doesn't it? This always happens. It happened before the Callum Smith fight recently. Can you imagine if Munguia gets a robbery win? Can you imagine? Yeah. I run Disturbed Reality. Yeah, I do run that channel. Yeah. But big up to you, man. I've got a tenner on Munguia between 7 and 12 at 14-1. Why not? Yeah, Canelo Belanga still sells though. It does, but is that the metric now? I mean, is that the metric? If when we say things like that, we really need to take a look at boxing fans. We are one of the biggest problems in the sport. Edgar Berlanga has proven nothing. He's a big, strong kid at 168 who carries a bit of power. That's all I see. That's all I see. Would you put faith in this guy beating anybody of consequence? He wouldn't beat Munguia. Well, according to Turki Al-Sheikh, he doesn't have any interest in Canelo. And that in itself is telling as well. That in itself is telling. Yeah, he does. Beterbiev trains crazy hard. His body won't be able to hold up indefinitely, yeah. And he does a lot of weight training as well, you know. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of active fighters? I've got Crawford, Usyk, Inoue, and Roman Gonzalez, but who's yours? I mean, I wouldn't class Roman as active, but I mean, if you mean active by just not retired, yeah, I'd put Roman in there. Usyk, Inoue, Crawford, Gonzalez. That's about it, really, for me. That's about it. Yeah, so Janibek Alemkhanuly, great. There's talks of him fighting Adames next at 160. Adames, of course, is the WBC interim champion. Adames has been calling him out, so apparently that fight's being talked about. For me, that fight needs to happen. Alemkhanuly is a two belt champion. What is he? WBO and IBF, I believe. And Adames is the interim. They're basically the two most avoided guys at 160. So why not those guys fight each other? I'd like to see that fight. I'd like to see it. Can I ask a question? Why aren't channels like you, G-Man, Hatman, etc., news and reviews, lots of soy boys now who make weird boxing videos and talk diversity with lots of guests don't like, yeah, bro. A lot of and G-Man will tell you this, like a lot of this shit is you got to go along to get along. You got to push a certain narrative. Me and G-Man were having this conversation behind the scenes a while ago. But ultimately, listen, when I talk boxing online, I'm not trying to get a fucking job with Sky Sports or anything. I talk about boxing like I would down a pub. I'll tell you who I like, who I don't like. I'll tell you how certain fights will or how I think certain fights will go, bloody blah. I'm not here to push like fucking narratives as such. And it's funny you say that, bro, because there's a lot of people on YouTube, on boxing social media, who have ulterior motives. One of the biggest, and I've said this for years, like for a lot of these guys, man, it's not about the best fighting the best or getting like good fights on a consistent basis. It isn't about that. I've seen that with the Saudi Arabian involvement in boxing. There's so many people with so much resentment towards that movement right now. A lot of American fans, like PBC fans, just really like butthurt about Turki Al-Sheikh coming into boxing and making fights. Like, what is wrong with these people? Do you want to watch fights or do you want to fanboy for a certain promoter? What's the deal here? I don't understand the scene anymore. I'll tell you the truth. I don't understand the scene anymore. I really don't. And that's why, like, I don't talk about boxing as much as I'd like. Time is a big factor. But also, the whole scene is just unrecognizable from what it was when I joined, when I started. It's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. Yeah, bro, I was thinking about covering the death of Alejandro Gonzalez Jr. He was the guy who dropped Carl Frampton twice in America. And so he was from Jalisco. He was from Jalisco, and he was found in the back of a pickup truck, shot to death, basically, stripped and shot. I was thinking about doing a video on him because there was rumors that was a cartel hit. And obviously, being in Jalisco, like CJNG were maybe involved, whatever. Yeah, bro, exactly. That's how it is, Max. That's how it is, Max. Yeah. I run this channel. I run the other channel. I have a real job. That's another thing as well. Like, once you do this full time, you really do have to pander. I mean, I don't think you have to, but a lot do. A lot fall into that. Yeah, bro, I'm all for Saudi Arabia in boxing because we get these fucking amazing fights, and it's not on silly. It's not like I have to wait up till tonight, like 5 a.m. Like a fight in Saudi Arabia is the same as UK time. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Alejandro Gonzalez, yeah. Good fighter as well. Good fighter. Like, he very nearly beat Frampton. He very nearly beat him. And he was very young as well when he fought Frampton. He was like 22, 23. Very young. Yeah, sad what happened, man. But there's all sorts of rumors what that could have been. There was one rumor that it was like mistaken identity, which is possible. That happens all the time. But it's sad. It's sad. He was a good fighter. He was a good fighter. Exactly, Grant. Exactly. I love it as well. I love it. Yo, bro, that's what I'm saying, J7. Like, I love it. No offense, but I love it when Americans complain about Japanese cards. I fucking love it. Now you know our pain. Now you know our pain. But I'm debating whether to stay up tonight and watch this fight. I'm debating it. I'll probably be too fucking pissed by the time it comes around because I've started drinking now, so it is what it is. It is what it is. I've started drinking, so we may not make it, guys. We may not make it. I'm not as good of a drinker as I used to be. I went out last weekend, started at 2 in the afternoon, and finished about 4 a.m. And the entire next day, bro, I was absolutely fucked. Absolutely fucked. Like, hungover all day. Only a couple of years ago, I could do that. Like, I could literally do like a 12-hour session, wake up the next day, good breakfast, couple of energy drinks, back in the game, cigarette, black coffee, back in the game. But these days, not so much. I can still fucking outdrink most people. I'm a skinny cunt as well, and I can outdrink most people. I don't give a... Even now, without much practice, I'm pretty good with it. Maybe I've got some like long lost Irish genes. Probably do actually, but yeah. Yeah, I remember G-Man when he first started, yeah. G-Man another thing about the YTBC, like, so I've spoken to G-Man a lot behind the scenes, and I know he's a proper sound guy. I don't get that impression from a lot of these people. That's another reason that I know it's really judgmental, I guess, but I just go by energy and my intuition on how people come across. And usually it isn't wrong. It's not far wrong, usually. And I just can't stand a lot of these people. They just give me the vibe like a lot of these guys would sell their mum for a tenner, you know? What's up, Chris? How you doing, bro? Beterbiev is getting smoked due to his injury, sadly. Bivol's going to UD the shit out of him. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yo, BG London, nice to see you, man. Long time no see. Long time no see, bro. How you doing? That's another thing that winds me up. I do it sometimes on my post-fight reviews, but I'm not going to lie. So I was thinking about switching things up. on this channel. I've said this for a while, but you know, like there's like football channels, right? They'll do like watch-alongs and things like that, but probably get a webcam, like come up with some sort of look, like maybe sunglasses, like some Ted Kaczynski type shit, hoodie, sunglasses. And I might just go fucking off. I'm not gonna lie. I need to this whole boxing thing. I need to come up with a way to make it more entertaining for myself to cover. I hate to say it, but yes, I felt the same. I'll tell you next time, mate. The entitlement of the new boys shocked me. Things I'd never even ask now. Yeah. Well, bro, they're probably a bit younger than us as well, G-Man. I feel like we're the last generation that has like an semblance of like believing we have to work for what we get. Do you know what I mean? But the guys below us, like the people below us, man, are so entitled. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like some of these kids have no respect. And when I say kids, I say kid as in like mid-20s below. I'm 30 tomorrow. I'm fucking 30 tomorrow. Bro, speaking of like no respect and shit. So I was out last weekend. This is not a boxing discussion. I was out last weekend. Had to get a suit. Me and my friends got our suits fucking sorted, tailored for my mate's wedding. And that's really, we went out afterwards all day, basically all night. And one of my mates invited his other mate, who he works with, who is like some police officer or something, about 26, 27. And so my mate's mate, who's 26, 27, police officer, his girlfriend was also on a night out. And she kind of like come over to us. And bro, I've never seen a female disrespect her man so fucking much in front of like talking to us lads about how he can't like fuck her right and shit like that. Bro, I felt so bad for that guy. I felt so bad for him. And this is like the generation just below me. It's like, bro, what is wrong with people, man? What is wrong with people? And he was sitting there taking it, bro. He heard her say that shit. Unbelievable. And she was like low-key coming on to like every single one of us. Absolute hoe. Absolute hoe. She wasn't like a 10 out of 10 or anything. She's like a 7. Like ordinarily, like you'd shag her, but like that shit is so fucking ugly. So fucking ugly. That's a good fight, Stanionis Maestre. I've got Stanionis, but he's been out a while, man. Maestre's a weird fighter. Looked good in his last fight against Trayvon Marshall, who was a bit of a prospect, hard-punching prospect. I'd still take Stanionis, but it's a good fight. I hope he does. I hope Benavidez goes to the Canelo fight. What do I drink? Bro, I mean, when I'm lit, bro, I'll drink anything. So usually we'll start proceedings with Stellas. Depends. Yeah, usually Stellas we'll start with, and then basically we go off the rails from there. I do like a bit of rum. I do like a rum and coke later into the night. I like my vodka. Just I go whatever happens, mate. Whatever happens, happens. The only shit I don't drink on a night out is like whiskey, scotch, that shit I don't like. Yeah, bro. Bro, the whole Ryan Garcia thing doesn't make sense though, because he passed all his VADA tests up until the day of and day after, right? Or day before and day after, something like that. So he failed two, right? Day before and day after, or day of and day after. It makes no sense for him to take those substances, given the nature of what they were. It doesn't make any sense for him to take them just before a fight. So nandrolone and ostarine, it makes no sense for you to take them day before, day of, day after, whatever. It makes no sense. Or even week before, 2 weeks before. Doesn't make any sense. They're the sort of PEDs you use weeks and weeks and weeks in advance on a cycle. And then as you go into training camp, you kind of cycle off and you mask it. That's what was weird about that shit. This is what's going to happen. It's going to be a fucking contaminated substance bullshit. Nothing's going to happen, bro. Maybe a 6-month suspended sentence. Nothing will happen. No, I wouldn't. Honestly, she actually repulsed me. Yeah, exactly, J7. Like, how can you, bro? I don't understand how you can live like that. I don't understand how you can live like that. I really don't. Genuinely, I would rather never, ever, 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 ever have a relationship again than go through something like that. I'd rather be fucking lonely, bro. Swear to God. Yeah, exactly, bro. It was Max. This is the thing, bro. Like, I can't put it into words as to how tragic it was. It was just like a meme. The guy was a meme, basically. Like, yeah, mine's tomorrow. Mine's tomorrow. Usually, that's the good thing about our birthdays, though, Chris. Like, we're around Mexican. Is it Independence Day? Or no, Cinco de Mayo. So we usually get good fights. Ah, legend JD. Yeah, happy birthday, bro. Have a good one. Yeah, because you don't learn anything. If something gets handed to you, you don't learn. You don't learn from it. You don't learn from it. Like my dad, he got my first car, which was only like a runaround. But I treated it like shit. Like I was 17, 18. Just a dumb example, but I never paid for it. I never even, you know what I mean? Like, and I treated it like shit. Eventually, I fucked it. When I had to pay for my own, I didn't do the same. It's just like, yeah, I don't really follow the scene much anymore. I follow like G Man, I follow Nordic, I follow. I tune into Triple B now and again. I don't follow many channels, bro, anymore. And yeah, uncastrated boar meat excuse. Yeah. See, that's another thing. Like 2 weeks till Usyk Fury. Honestly, I just don't get up for these fights like I used to. I have to be like, it has to be the day of the fight for me to like really get excited. Yeah, we need to get Errol. We need to get Errol on stream. Yeah, that first lesson is always nerve wracking. So you did well, man. If you felt comfortable, you did well. Probably means you got a good instructor. Yeah, I've not seen Chris in a minute. I've not seen Chris Andre post in a while. Yeah, so one of Dillian's. So Dillian, that was the last one, right? He that was a supplement contamination. Yeah, I like Joe Stunner. Yeah, Joe Stunner's a really good guy as well. Comes across like a proper nice geezer. Oh my god, I haven't watched the YB in a long time. I'll have to check him out, Welts. I'll have to check him out. He always used to crack me up though when he did like the LDBC voice. Well, I can't do it. But yeah, so this Beterbiev Bivol is off, but the card is still going ahead. We still have some really good fights. Wilder versus Zhang. Who else we got? Bull versus Ford. Dubois versus Hergovich. It's still a really good fucking card. It's still a really good card. I got my fucking window open and I can hear cunts shouting and screaming as they walk by. Yeah, big up to Chris every time. Big up to Chris, man. Super nice guy. He knows his stuff as well. He's a good analyst of boxing. I like Chris. Definitely would like a conversation with Chris at some point on boxing. Yeah, I mean, I see. I don't know whether Ray has bad punch resistance because Kolmatov can punch, and he took some shots into that fight. I think with Ford, he does get drawn into fights a little too much. But I liked what I saw in that fight. I liked the fact that he realized he was losing. I know he said like he wasn't losing after the fact, but he knows what went down in that fight. He made an adjustment and he tried to get more aggressive, and he got lucky. You know, well, didn't even get lucky, but he got the job done. Yeah, you could see Chris Andre like in a corner. You could see him in a corner. Okay, should Bivol do what Usyk did to Fury and have a penalty fine if Beterbiev keeps getting injured and postponing this fight? It's becoming a habit. I'm starting to think Beterbiev is cycling PEDs. All of these guys are on PEDs, man. All of these guys are on PEDs. He's fucking 38 though, isn't he? Shit happens. But all of these guys are on PEDs. Yeah, exactly. Like these guys take something to make weight, you know, stamina, punch resistance, power. They take all sorts of shit. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with the Ryan Garcia situation. We'll see what happens. I was thinking about this though. There's a lot of talk about making it a no contest, like retrospectively. It's all well and good, but it was a pay-per-view, and here's what I mean. Has there ever been a big pay-per-view that then had a drug test failure that then was made a no contest? Has that ever happened? Like a big pay-per-view fight that somebody failed a test and then it was made a no contest after the fact? Because I don't know, I feel then people are going to start to get antsy and complain and they'll, oh, I want my money back, bloody, bloody, blah. It's bad PR. It's bad PR for DAZN is what I'm trying to say. To put a pay-per-view on and then basically the result is null and void. It's a bad look, right? Has that ever happened before in a big pay-per-view? I can't recall one. Nah. Fuck that, BG London. We've waited for like 10 years for undisputed at light heavyweight. 11 years because of Stevenson Kovalev. No. Yeah, exactly. Dillion's B sample. Dillion's B sample is like, the second shooter of JFK. Like, is it real? Does it exist? Did it happen? The only one that comes to mind is Tony versus Ruiz, but that wasn't pay-per-view. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, to change the result of a big pay-per-view, DAZN are not going to want that. I don't care what anybody says. DAZN are not going to want that. That's an angle that nobody's considering. Oh, we'll change it to a no contest. I doubt it happens. I doubt it happens because then they're opening a can of worms. That's another great point. Could a bookmaker sue a fighter for failing a test if he won a fight? What about just a bettor, like a guy who bet like 100 grand? But yeah, I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised if Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney gets made a no contest. I think the max that's going to happen is it'll be like a Canelo situation where he'll come up with some bullshit excuse like a tainted food source or supplement. There might be like a retrospective ban of 6 months, and we all move on. We all move on. There's a lot of money in Ryan Garcia now. There always has been a lot of money in Ryan Garcia. I doubt anything comes from it. I doubt it, personally. I doubt it. But this is boxing, man. All of these guys are juicing. Some are just smarter than others. When that news came out, genuinely couldn't care less. I don't care. I really don't care. Yeah, 6-month ban for a fighter is like me getting a 2-day suspension from work. Facts. Yeah, facts. Facts. I want to see a raid division. I agree, bro. There shouldn't be a thing. Like, testing shouldn't be a thing. Let these guys do what they want to do, man. Fuck it. Why not? Oh, but it's dangerous, they say. So this is the thing, right? They say it's dangerous, but they're perfectly happy for a guy to go down to like lightweight and fight and then rehydrate. He'll drain himself down to get to lightweight, make the weight, and then on fight night he'll outweigh his opponent by 20 pounds. That's okay. But no, you got a big problem with everybody being allowed to juice. That makes no fucking sense. Because number one, more than likely, the guy who made that weight is he's probably taking something to get down to that weight anyway. Fighter safety, exactly, bro. So we're okay watching fights in a certain weight class where one fighter can weigh 20 pounds more. We're okay with that. But the idea of everybody being allowed to take what they want is bad. That's a terrible idea. It's dangerous. But yeah, fighting a guy 20 pound heavier isn't okay, cool. Makes no fucking sense. In fact, letting everybody juice would level the playing field because certain guys can get away with it, other guys can't. If you're a Luis Ortiz or a Povetkin, you can't get away with it. If you're a Canelo, a Roy Jones, Shane Mosley, Oscar Valdez. That's fine, mate. It's fine. It was T that caused that failure. Yeah, okay. Wild boar meat. Okay, cool. Yeah. Tacos. Yeah, great. Okay. Yeah, they put their lives on the line like it's not a choice. Yeah, these guys aren't conscripted, right? Yeah, people are just naive, Chris. People are just naive, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Povetkin popped for Osterine, right? Pretty certain he did. Yeah, I can see that. That's fair. I think that's a fair list. I wouldn't have Canelo number 4 though. But yeah, top 3, I think you can interchange them anyway. Yeah, exactly. You can't take drug testing seriously when in most cases both fighters are juiced anyway. Yeah, and we see how Eddie Hearn's going on, like with Conor Benn, and listen to what he says about Ryan Garcia. It's like, why should I take drug testing in boxing seriously when the custodians of boxing don't? Why should I take it seriously as a fan when promoters don't, sanctioning bodies don't, trainers don't, fighters don't, TV networks don't, athletic bodies don't? Why should I take it seriously? Everyone just fucking virtue signals, though. Just let these guys take what they want. Have a waiver in the contract. You know, we don't test for anything, basically. Have that in the contracts. We don't test for anything. That's what Pride MMA did back in the day. It specifically stated in their contracts, this was according to, I forget who the guy was, but he was saying that in their contract, it literally said, we do not test for steroids. Why not? Probably be fairer. Probably get better fights. We'd get better fights. I think he'd have beaten Wilder as well. At that time, I think he'd have beaten Wilder. I just don't see like Wilder taking the shots well against a prime Povetkin. I don't. I think Povetkin was a bad matchup for him. Yeah. More than likely, Chris, the fighters who don't do steroids are guys at like regional level. Guys who don't have a big promoter, who don't have like a major fan base, wasn't an outstanding amateur. The guys who are on like the regional scene. So I'm talking like in the UK, like domestic champions, like not all domestic champions, but the random domestic fighter who wins a British title, like I don't know, fucking whoever, like Tommy Langford, for example, back in the day. I doubt somebody like that is on PEDs because what's his purse? 30 grand, paying the trainer, paying the manager. Probably doesn't have the money to like buy good PEDs. Tyson Fury, he popped with Nandrolone. Yeah, HGH is virtually impossible to test positive for. They're all on it. Yeah, exactly. Like Canelo is a good example. I mean, his head structure changed. His head literally changed. Mayweather's head changed. Who else? Yeah, More Plates, More Dates is a very good channel. Have you noticed though, like a lot of people in MMA and boxing shit on that guy so hard because he's basically exposing what we all know. He's just, breaking it down in a scientific, uh, way. Bringing, bringing real expertise to the scenario. But yeah, More Plates and More Dates is a really good channel. When something like this happens, like a high profile drug failure or PED test failure, watch that guy's videos. Yeah, McGregor's on every drug known to man, JD. What's up, Apology? How you doing, bro? Was Tyson Galotta declared a no contest? Was it actually? See, I never thought it was. Because I know he said he yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, because Tyson popped for marijuana, right? Yeah, 100%, Matt, 100%. Yeah, the fall off from Yoko's career was crazy after missing that test. Goes to show it could seriously enhance performance. Yeah, facts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lance Armstrong never got caught throughout his career, at least. See, that's why I rate Chael Sonnen though. He's just flat out. He's one of the only fighters, only athletes I've ever heard who just said, "Yeah, I cheated. I did it to get an advantage. Everybody does it." Like he basically just said it. He basically just said it. I don't think so. Apology. We was having this conversation earlier because it opens a can of worms. It was a big pay per view. A lot of people bought it. If they go back and change the result to a no decision or no contest, basically it never happened. Almost. Like people are going to be pissed. DAZN are not going to want that, bro. I don't think DAZN are going to want it. And we were saying, like, has there ever been a big pay per view where a fighter fails a test and then the result is changed? I can't think of one. Like a big pay per view. Yeah, I rate Chael Sonnen. Basically, Chael Sonnen says what we all say. Everybody's on it, and he did it because he felt he had to, right, to get an advantage. That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is. There may be a rare case where like a world champion's not on PEDs, but very rare. Very rare. Prime Canelo versus Prime Oscar. The issue is like Prime Canelo is what 160 and Prime Oscar is what 147. So as much as I dislike Canelo, I'd probably still take Canelo, to be honest. Yeah, all of these men are on fucking shit. All of these guys are. Every sport, man. Every sport. Yeah, clomiphene, yeah. Yeah, that's the same shit Conor Ben got caught with, yeah. Chael Sonnen, though, fair play to him. Fair play to him. I like Chael Sonnen as well. I do like his videos. He does videos on like MMA, does predictions and whatnot, and talks about like various things that are going on. He's got a good channel, man. Very good channel. But yeah, LeBron James at 40 years old is, yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Bro, at 168, I think Calzaghe would completely outwork Canelo Alvarez. He wouldn't knock him out, but he would completely outwork Canelo, in my opinion. Um, Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz may not be on steroids. Because I feel like he's probably so stubborn, like he's pretty low IQ, right? So he doesn't see the bigger picture. So I could see him being so stubborn that he wouldn't want to take PEDs. Honestly. Because he doesn't look like a guy who's on PEDs. He's not fast. He's not all that strong. Doesn't hit hard. Doesn't look the part. He's just got a good chin. Do you know what I mean? He's got a good chin, good jiu-jitsu. Yeah, there are people, though, Grant, who believe like The Rock is natural. That's the crazy thing. And I like The Rock as well. But, you know, I grew up on The Rock when he was a wrestler. But yeah, he's no way fucking natural. If he's natural, then I'm a fucking Dutchman. Yeah, I'm rooting for Tyson, bro, but it is what it is, man. I'll watch the highlights the next day. I'm not going to pay too much attention to it. I'd love to see Jake Paul get splattered, but, you know, Tyson's 58 years old. Tyson's 58, 14-ounce gloves as well. I hope it comes back and bites Jake Paul, but we'll see. We'll see. Might be a set-up fight. It could be a set-up fight. I don't know. I wouldn't have thought Tyson needs the money, though. Tyson's doing well these days. Yeah, no testing makes it funnier as well. At late pride, early UFC spawned mutants like Brock Lesnar, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Brock Lesnar was a fucking animal, man. He came into WWE as I was like stopping. I was kind of starting to tune out. And Brock Lesnar was the only like wrestler who genuinely looked like he could fuck people up in real life. Obviously, wrestlers can fuck people up in real life, but Brock Lesnar had that kind of look, that kind of athleticism that made you believe he could honestly probably fuck up most people who have ever lived. And he could fight as well, man. I don't care. People shit on his UFC career, but the fact he won a UFC title was damn impressive. Damn impressive. And when he was young, when he first went to WWE, he was like, what, 280, 290? And you see how that guy could move. Brock Lesnar was a freak of nature. If you take a young Brock Lesnar, he could do most sports. You know, that size, like, you know, like rugby, American football. I know he tried American football, but he did it late. And he still did okay considering. But if he took up a sport young, he could pretty much do any sport. Most sports anyway. Yeah, Lesnar's traps had traps, yeah. Man City winning, yeah. I'm not surprised. Hat-trick, okay. 4 goals, fucking hell. 2 penalties. Shit. To be fair, though, he started fucking late. Yeah, but he was a legit wrestler, though. Yeah, he was a legit wrestler. Like, in a street fight, man, if you're Brock Lesnar, like, do you know how much of a trip it would be to say, like, however many billion people have ever lived on this planet since the first human, he would, like, destroy most people in a one-on-one who have ever lived. He was an impressive athlete, though. He was a very, very, very good athlete. Yeah, I'd say soccer players especially do things like EPO. EPO is probably a big one. And I would say soccer, you'd be looking at blood doping and things like that a lot more. I'd say blood doping is the thing for soccer. Yeah. We get, yeah. I know. I was talking about Brock Lesnar in American football sense. Nah. I think, listen, Brock was like 40 then. DC would have beat him, but DC would have beat him. Thing is, with Brock, he didn't have good hands. If he took you down, he could keep you down, but Brock never really had striking. That was the issue with Brock Lesnar. That was funny, bro. The Canelo Oscar beef, it was funny. It was funny. I was enjoying it either way. Don't really like either guy, so. he's trying the Tyson Fury shit. Is Joshua fighting at Wembley? Is that happening? Maybe the Hrgovic Dubois winner, possibly. I also heard rumors of Wilder. If Wilder beats Zhili Zhang, yeah, that was what Miller got popped for, or one of the drugs he got popped for. Yeah, possibly Dubois Hrgovic winner. Yeah, a study found that 33%, I think, of Liverpool players have asthma and use asthma pumps, which have steroids in them. So yeah, Premier League is suspect. Premier League is suspect. I think, bro, I still think AJ will do good numbers. I think AJ Dubois will do good numbers. People will buy into it. People will definitely buy into it. I got Zhang by knockout. The bomb squad train terminates June 1st. The thing is, though, like, Zhang is so low output, he'll give Wilder a chance. But Wilder, for me, I think that fight in general could be a who lands first type of fight. Could be a who lands first. I'm backing Zhang as well. I'm not as confident though as a lot of people are. I'm not as confident. Like, there's a lot of times Zhang fights and he does a whole lot of nothing. And if Wilder can land one up, who knows? The only issue I have with that, I feel Zhili Zhang, even if he does get hit, I feel like he's more likely to be able to take the shot more so than Wilder. That's the issue for Wilder. I think Wilder needs to risk it early. He needs to risk it early. He needs to let go of shots. He needs to try and go for an early knockout. And like Al said, Wilder barely threw against Parker. Yeah, he can't do that. Otherwise, he will get knocked out. He needs to risk it early. He needs to roll the dice. That's what he needs to do, in my opinion. Yeah, he could walk right through Wilder. Another thing Zhang should really consider is trying to get on Wilder's chest and staying there and mauling him. I know we haven't really seen Zhang do that, but probably got the physicality to do it. And if he does do it, I don't think Wilder lasts very long. Possibly, but I wasn't impressed with Hrgovic against Dempsey McKean. I really wasn't. I think that fight with Dubois is a closer fight than a lot of people are saying. I think Hrgovic is a tougher man. He's got a better chin, but I just don't like the way he's performed recently. I really don't. I probably still lean towards Hrgovic, but I'm not as. If you told me that fight was getting made a couple of years ago, I'd have picked Hrgovic comfortably. Now, not so sure. I think Zhang stops Wilder. Chris Andre's video about the ayahuasca is incredible. Deontay isn't a killer anymore. He's soft now. His brain is fried and emotionally he's gone. Yeah, the only hope he's got, I guess, if you're looking at it from that perspective, is possibly the Joseph Parker loss reinvigorated him. That could be one argument against that. But, that's possible. May have lost that instinct. He may have lost that will. Because that was the thing for me in that Parker fight that stood out to me. To me, it looked like Wilder was happy just to coast. It was like he didn't want to risk getting knocked out to land a punch. Well done, Waved, man. Good one. Good on you, man. Good on you. Yeah, Brock Lesnar's daughter is fucking huge, bro. So Teofimo Lopez, right? He has asthma, apparently, right? Caballero Sanchez, yeah, good fight. I lean slightly towards Sanchez, but wouldn't be surprised if Caballero wins. Yeah, I agree with you, Jordan. That's basically how I'm feeling about that fight. I'm leaning towards Sanchez, like you. But yeah, Caballero winning wouldn't surprise me. I think the issue that Caballero has, he's going to be made to be the aggressor in that fight. And I don't think that is Caballero's strong suit. I think Sanchez is going to engage Caballero in a boxing match where I think he gets outpointed. Personally, that's how I see it. But it's a decent fight. It's an interesting fight anyway. Yeah, I would have agreed with you. I followed Hrgovic since the amateurs, and to me, he looked a lot more impressive in the amateurs in terms of his dynamism, how he was moving, his lean back style, the jab, the snappiness on his punches, the combinations, like you said. I've not seen as much as that recently in his pro fights, man. It seems like he's regressing. Teofimo is the ultimate hot and cold fighter, bro. Like, he looks good one fight, like against Josh Taylor. And against Jermaine Ortiz, he looks fucking awful. Maybe it's the style, though. Like, Jermaine Ortiz's style was very back foot heavy, as was Sandor Martin's. Maybe it's the style for Teo. Maybe it's just that style. I don't know. But, I mean, Kambosos never had that style, though. So, I just think Teo's a hot and cold fighter. Yeah, Teo Garcia is a good fight. I want to see Teofimo versus Subriel Matias, personally. That's what I want to see. I don't think so, Waved. I mean, he'll make it tough for a few rounds, but I think he'll get chopped down to the body, man. I think he'll get chopped down to the body. He's open to the body, Lewis Neri. He's a good fighter, being a champion, bantamweight, good fighter, but I just think he's too rudimentary to beat a guy like Inoue. Yeah, exactly, Matt. Yeah. I mean, Kambosos doesn't really fit that category of fighter, like slickster, back foot fighter. So, yeah. I just think he's an off and on fighter, Teofimo Lopez, hot and cold. Hot and cold fighter. Kind of sums up his, mental state. To be honest with you, as weird as that sounds, it kind of manifests in the ring. Sometimes Teo is, oh, woe is me, I've got such a hard life, depression. And sometimes he's like top of the world. And that kind of manifests in his performances. Fucking cars driving by, man. Me too, Jordan. Me too, bro. I've had a feeling it's going to be a really good fight. And you guys know me with Canelo fights. Usually, I am very skeptical on Canelo fights. You know why? Usually, I'm very skeptical, but for this fight, for some reason, I'm looking forward to it. Are you Honduran, Chris? Nice. I went to his 2 fights versus Josh and Sandor. I think Teo's mental health issues is why he's inconsistent. I hate that he lost to George. That loss changed him, yeah. When it happened, he was hoping it changed him for the better. And he then had that Sandor Martin fight, and I was kind of doubtful. Then the Josh Taylor fight came around, and I was thinking maybe this guy is going to rebound and, build on this. But then the Jermaine Ortiz fight, man, it's like you never know what you're going to get with Teo. I feel like on his day he could probably beat a lot of these guys, but on another one of his days he could lose to like a guy you're not expecting. Yeah, Munguia fights. Yeah, Jaime Munguia is always entertaining. I like Munguia more than most. Jesus Christ! Some guy drove past with like the worst motorbike in the world. But yeah, I like Munguia. A lot of people don't like him, and I know why. Like, he's taken a long time to step up. I get it, but I just like watching him fight. I like watching Munguia fight personally. Never seen a dull fight with Munguia. Always entertaining. Yeah, Teo is definitely physically strong, and he's quick. He's explosive as well, yeah. Taylor Catterall too. I'm really not sure, I'll be honest. I'm really not sure. I could see Taylor... I don't know. Taylor hasn't looked good for a while. I don't know about that fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor is completely washed, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. Thing is with Josh Taylor, his lifestyle, I believe, is maybe catching up to him. If you're from the UK and keep your ear close to the ground, there's been rumours about Josh Taylor for a long time in regards to how he lives his life outside of boxing. Taking certain things and doing certain things he shouldn't be doing. And I wonder now whether it's taking its toll, plus making 140. I felt like Taylor winning undisputed may have killed his hunger, honestly. Ortiz is okay, but he disappointed me in that fight with Teo. I think he could have done a lot more. I don't think Teo lost that fight either, by the way. I felt Teo won. I felt Jermaine Ortiz was too passive. Same with the Sandor Martin fight. A lot of people said, oh, Martin won, Ortiz won. I actually had Teo winning both fights, but he didn't look good regardless. I think it's the lifestyle, Wizard Sleeve. I think it's the lifestyle, bro. Plus, combined with him becoming undisputed, probably not having the same level of hunger as he did. I think it's a combination. Yeah, definitely that shines through in his fights. His outside the ring problems. Yeah, 100%, Chris, 100%. Yeah, so do I. I think Taylor Catterall is hard to call. Catterall should win, but Taylor's a better fighter. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, so like you're talking about like a prime Taylor. Yeah, he's a better fighter. He is a better fighter, but I don't think Taylor's prime anymore. I don't think he's in his prime. I think he's going to struggle with making 140 again. And basically, like Al said, he's done. If he is to beat Catterall, they'll maybe cash him out in a big domestic fight or like feed him to like Boots Ennis or something. I agree. I don't think much is going to happen with a drug ban. Parallax. Maybe it could sell a rematch. Maybe it could sell a rematch with Devin Haney. Maybe that's the route to go down in terms of money. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, lifestyle outside the ring is not good. Same with Ricky Hatton, man. Back in the day, he was the exact same. Very similar fighters as well in terms of style to certain degrees. But, Ricky Hatton did the same thing. Yeah, I'm not feeling Fury Usyk yet either, Dave. I'm not feeling it yet. I probably will do on like the week of the fight. What's your prediction for the fight between me and Zhang? I've got Zhang knocking you out, sir. But I think I give you a puncher's chance, Deontay. I give you a puncher's chance. Imagine that's actually Deontay Wilder. Can you imagine? That'd be hilarious. Loma Cambosos, I'll be honest, another fight I don't really care about. I don't rate Cambosos like that. Don't rate Cambosos at all. Don't rate him at all. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to the not really looking forward to it. I'll watch it the next day, but yeah. Yeah. I can imagine. Yeah. The Scottish are like that. If a Scottish bro, once they get a few drinks down them and their guy loses, or they lose, or their team loses, I think we're all like that over here, to be honest. We're all kind of like that over here. He is basic, but he does the basics well. Plus, he's got power. And that can take you a long way. It can take you a long way. I think Dalton Smith is... I think Dalton Smith's worth keeping an eye on, certainly. They're talking about Prograis next. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Him versus Prograis. Yeah, boxer is shit, bro. Yeah, I hope to see the back of them. He made the right decision, Chris. I think he made the right decision, Junior Farr. Good amateur, turned pro. He realized, he could stick around, get a few paydays, but he's not going to make millions of dollars. He's not going to be a heavyweight champion. So why risk the brain damage? I think it was a very mature decision, to be honest. Fair play to him. Very mature. Because he could easily stick around for a couple paydays, maybe. Lauren Price. Lauren Price looks like Frank Maloney when he turned into Kelly Maloney. Yeah, he's fighting, what's his name? Cassius Chaney for like a WBA regular title or something. How that's happening, I don't know. But I agree, yeah, Michael Hunter, wasted talent. Yeah, 100%. He ducked Hrgovic and his career went in the fucking drain, basically. Because he barely fought after that. And he became inactive. He lost his momentum. And that was it, That's why, he was feeling himself a bit too much, Michael Hunter, and he paid the price. Sometimes, you got to take the fights when they present themselves. That's it. Because back then, Michael Hunter had such a good standing with boxing fans as for taking on any fight, like Povetkin. He fought Kuznin, Bakole. He was fighting these guys away from home, started to develop a fan base. He got too cocky. He ducked Hrgovic, and that was it. That was it. That's the thing with Michael Hunter. He got a bit too big for his britches, I think. Whereas, like, if he fought Hrgovic, put up a good fight and lost, nobody would feel any different to Hunter. They'd still support him. That's what a lot of these fighters don't understand, but it is what it is. Yo, the LA, I think that LA card is really good. I like the Madrimov Crawford fight. I'm interested. Virgil Ortiz versus Tim Tszyu to me is an amazing fight. Love it. Tim Tszyu, by the way, oh, I want a tune-up. I had a real hard fight. Bad cut. I'm going to have a tune-up. Fuck that shit. He's right back in there with Virgil Ortiz. When Tim Tszyu said he wanted all the smoke a few years ago, did I really believe him? Nah, not really. A lot of fighters say that, and it never happens. Tim Tszyu wants all the smoke. You know, fair play to him, man. Fair play to him. You know, he could have easily milked his name a lot more than he has. Easily. And he hasn't done that. He's tried to carve his own lane. He's turned out to be a good fighter. And now he's fighting Virgil. Great fight. And also, like, even his only loss, man. I felt he lost the fight, by the way, but there's circumstances, right? He got a terrible fucking cut. Like, he was leaking like a faucet. It wasn't like a normal circumstance, and he still remained tough. He still remained competitive. He'll be fine. He'll come back. He'll be fine. Very much impressed from Tim Tszyu, from what I've seen, how he's conducted himself. You know, the ambition he's showing, his style in the ring. Can't ask for no more. You can win fights, you can lose fights, but all we should really ask for is these guys to want to fight good fights. And Tim Tszyu appears to be doing that. So fair play to him, man. Oh, Nishida beat Manny Rodriguez. Yeah, I like Rodriguez as well. Which Charlo are you on about? One Charlo doesn't fight, which is Jamal. Bro, are these guys going to fight again? Are these guys going to fight again? I don't know. I don't know what the plan is with the Charlo brothers. I think Jamel should just go to 160, personally. He should go to 160. He's lost his titles at 54, right? He's lost the WBA. He's lost the IBF. He's lost all of them, right? He's lost the WBC. Yeah, I think he's lost all of them now. Yeah, Jamel needs to go to 160. Maybe try and get a fight with Janabek. Yeah, I agree. Let me ace. I agree, bro. I'm disappointed, but the card still has fights I really like. Okay, cool. Yeah, fair play to Nishida. Fair play to him. I need to watch that fight. I haven't seen it. I would take Plant over Berlanga. I don't rate either guy highly, but I really don't rate Berlanga. Caleb Plant to me is what he was. And what I mean by that is, I did mean to say is what he was, a belt holder. Caleb Plant is good enough to get hold of a title under the right circumstances, but he's not an elite fighter, in my opinion. Caleb Plant is an elite fighter for 4 rounds, 5 rounds, and then he gasses. He's talented, Caleb Plant, but there's a lot of aspects to his physical nature that let him down. Poor stamina for one. He marks up too easy. No power. But I'm not a fan of Plant, but I really don't rate Berlanga at all. Berlanga is what he is. He's a big, strong kid who can punch. You don't really see anything special from Berlanga. You don't see him jab his way in or hook off a jab or jab, feint jab, overhand right, or you don't see him like create openings subtly or, you know, through different means. All he does, he's a bull in the china shop type of fighter. He'll come forwards, he'll throw down, and that's it. I don't think there's anything special to Berlanga, personally. I really don't. I've not seen any improvements from Berlanga since I first saw him. when he was going through those first round knockout streaks, not seen any improvements at all. Whereas you take a guy like Munguia, yeah, he's had his ropey performances, but I've seen improvements, particularly when he was working with Morales. You saw Morales try to implement a jab. You saw Morales try to implement straight punch combinations from the outside, holding a better guard, for example. I've seen improvements from Munguia, a guy who was very raw a few years ago. I've seen him improve fight by fight, culminating in his last fight against Ryder, which was a career best performance. I've not seen those improvements from Berlanga at all. Yeah, but Anthony Durrell was shot, bro. Anthony Durrell was shot. I mean, David Benavidez was smiling at the guy. Yeah, he's facing legal. Yeah, okay, he's not facing prison time. Okay. Has that been like sorted out then? That legal situation with his wife? I remember that coming out actually. I do recall, yeah. I do recall. Yep. Exactly. Berlanga is just an easy mandatory for Canelo to help him avoid Benavidez. That's how it feels. I think Plant would beat Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo's been too inactive. And Jamal Charlo's never fought at 68. So I'll take Plant over Charlo. Charlo's just been too inactive. I've not even seen the undercard, bro. Oh no, Stanionis is on it. The Stanionis fight's okay. Stanionis fight's okay. Against Maestre. That's a decent fight because those two styles are going to gel. That's an okay fight. But yeah, aside from that, it's crap. Brandon Figueroa is fighting Jesse Magdaleno. Not really great. Magdaleno is shot. Yeah, it's not a great card. Yeah, he does have his fans, though. He does have his fans, Caleb Plant. He does have his fans. I'm just not one of them. I'm not one of them. Good fighter. Listen, he's a good fighter, but he's not elite, in my opinion. He's not elite. As I said, he's the type of guy to get a world title under the right circumstances, you know? If there's a strong world champion, he's not going to beat him. He'll beat the tier below, like a Uskata guy, guys like that, or a Shot Durrell. He'll beat those guys, but elite guys or, you know, guys like fucking Benavidez, no way. Morel, no way. Canelo obviously lost as well. That's a good fight. Yeah, Figueroa versus Vargas. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it, JD, yeah. Yeah, bro, all of these guys are on PEDs, man. I mean, it's a viable theory, I guess. All of these guys are on PEDs. Don't see why that's not a possibility. JD needs to stop watching the LDVC. Bro. But yeah, the undercard isn't great. Mario Barrios is fighting Fabian Maidana. That's Marcus Maidana's brother. That should be a mismatch because Fabian is crap. Yeah, the undercard is shit. The only fight I'm kind of looking forward to on the undercard is the Stanionis fight. That's really it. That's really it. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Austrian for the old summer body. Yeah, bit of quick weight loss for the summer. I feel like it's already too late to start working out for summer. I'm not gonna lie. Exactly, Josh. Yeah, I agree, bro. My whole thing is, bro, let these guys juice. Fuck it. It'll be a lot easier. Let these guys do what they want. Fuck it. Why the fuck not? As long as they're both, as long as everybody's aware, boom, let's go. Probably get better fights for it as well. We'll probably get better fights. 1 second. I need to go for a piss and get a drink. 1 second. Have I ever taken PEDs? No. What do you mean for like working out and shit? No, never. The only PEDs I've taken, caffeine, and probably fucking like Cialis, I guess. That's basically it. So like, if I'm drinking and I know there's a chance of like getting laid, I will take a Cialis pill just in case. You know what I'm saying? Just in case I have a little too much to drink, that'll balance it out. Fail to prepare and prepare to fail and all that shit. We leave no stones unturned. Who have I got, Ioka or Martinez? Lee, do you know the thing about that fight? I feel like I'll regret it if I go all in on it. I've got a weird feeling Martinez wins. I think Martinez is undervalued in that division. I've got a weird feeling Martinez wins. Have you actually taken Ostarine? Apology. Have you actually taken Ostarine? Damn. Oh, you think Martinez wins too? Yeah, I may take a little bet on that fight. I feel good about that one. Because I'm assuming he's going to be the underdog. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's a great point, Max. If I'm going to be on roids, I'm going to try and knock these motherfuckers out. Imagine being on roids and still fighting like a pussy. Can you imagine? Lomachenko stops Kambosos. I think he needs to. Yeah, bro. Like, I wouldn't take that shit either. Hair loss, like you said. And fucking with your hormones as well is a super scary thought. Fuck that shit. Yeah, I'm addicted to caffeine as well, I think. Well, I know I am. I'm addicted to caffeine, yeah, facts, me too. But yeah, I've got Martinez outworking him, Lee. I think it's a very good fight, though. Ioka, for me, listen, excellent fighter, obviously. But I think his last stand was against Tanaka. Like his last great performance was against Tanaka. I know he beat Nietes clearly, but that was an old Donny Nietes. Franco fights were competitive, and Franco's decent. And I know he blew the weight in the second fight, but Franco's nothing special, and those fights were hard. I've got a feeling Martinez wins. Paro's a good fighter, but I've got Matias, man. I'm always going to back Matias, though, over anyone at 140 because I'll be rooting for him in those fights. $185. Shit. Like, how much was it? Apology. Like, how much was it? You're like, how much did it cost? Is it expensive? So Osterine is like weight loss, right? Osterine is weight loss, correct? 185, because yeah, you was always over 200, right? I remember you saying. Yeah, it's always no sugar for me. Sometimes, so I'll either have black coffee. Sometimes I'll put a touch of like skimmed milk in it if I'm feeling a little bit fancy. Australian boxing now is as good as it's been for a long time. Chase. Australian boxing right now is looking pretty fucking good. Because if you look at it, they got obviously Tszyu and Liam Parrow. Kambosos is still knocking around. The Maloney twins. Sam Goodman had a good win recently, right? He beat not Sam Goodman. Yeah, because he beat Aleem. They got a few good fighters. Opataya, obviously. How can I forget? Opataya, the best one. Liam Wilson's a hard-nosed fighter. Not a great fighter, but hard-nosed, good, tough kid. Bro, people always drive past here on some shitty motorbikes. It's crazy. Did you buy your Osterine online apology? Yeah, that's when we'll know if Joshua is new and improved when he gets hit again. Jordan. Yeah, I would agree. I think Max. I think I'd agree. Yeah, Matias and Teofimo, best fight at 140. I agree. Maybe the two best guys as well. By the way, maybe the two best fighters at 140. Guy from Baltimore. Do you mean the Russell brother? Gary Antoine? Is it Antoine? What? Yes, Antoine. No, yeah, Antoine Russell, right? Or am I thinking of somebody different? Could be wrong. Yeah, Antoine Russell. Yeah, he's decent. I think he's talented, but he's not fought in so long. That's the issue. Yeah, bro, I'm gutted as well, Quags. I'm gutted as well. I'll still watch the card, though. It's still a good card. Some good fights there. The main two are the heavyweight fights, but... So, yeah, Osterine helps maintain muscle, gives energy, and helps drop weight. Caradarine helps you get lean. Cost me around 100 for 4 weeks altogether. And, Is it pills or how do you take it? I'm not trying to take it. I'm just kind of interested because you don't strike me as the type of guy who would like use like injections. I certainly wouldn't. Fuck that shit. Bro, that's boxing fans for you, Lee. Joshua's always been like that, though. Like, his fanboys would have you believe he is like the next George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis combined. But then there's other people who say he's a fucking bum. It's like, everybody is so, like, over the top with Joshua on both ends of the spectrum. What he is, he's a very good heavyweight. That's all there is to it. He's not as good as his fanboys say, but at the same time, he's nowhere near as bad as others say. Me personally, I'm sick of talking about Joshua because that's all you entertain is these dork fanboys or the opposite end of it. Who just are sick of those people, man. And yeah, he's basic in the sense he's a jab, right hand, left hook type of guy, but heavyweight's always been that way. Heavyweight's always been that way, bro. Yeah, I was told about it. Yeah, Superintendent Chalmers. I'll give it a watch. But he's always pretty much on the money. He's pretty much on the money, yeah. Derek, yeah. Good channel, very good channel. Yeah, that's not Teo's strong point when he has to come forwards against a moving target. Teo is better when a guy's coming onto him or stands in front of him. Because Teo is the type of guy who is not very creative when it comes to creating his own openings. He's not very creative. He doesn't throw a feint and draw the lead or like use the jab to open you up, throw throwaway punches to maneuver you and get you stationary. He doesn't do any of those things. Plus his footwork on the front foot is pretty poor as well. Oh yeah, I don't need Oster. I don't need Oster. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Tyson Fury is basic as well nowadays. 1-2 and grab. That's all he does. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Like if you look at heavyweights and you could like you look at boxing as just purely pound for pound. Joshua is basic, so is Fury. The only non-basic heavyweight is fucking Usyk, if you want to look at it like that. Bro, I don't vape. I smoke. I don't vape. Yeah, he basically said it would have been a stupid choice of PED, and there's a big chance it was a supplement contamination. Yeah, and he's no stranger to calling people out and saying, yeah, that guy's definitely on roids. So I don't think he's got any ulterior motive for saying that. But I was saying this earlier. It makes no sense to pass all these tests, and then he fails a test the day of and day after the fight for Osterine and Nandrolone. It makes no sense to take those drugs then, especially Nandrolone. Makes no sense. Nandrolone is something surely you would take well in advance. Well in advance. It makes no sense. Okay, so it was all pills. I'm terrified of injections. I brought it online from a company called Sports Asylum, but they stopped doing PEDs. I think someone sued them. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, bro. You have to get on the old dark web, bro, to get your PEDs now. But nah, there's other sites out there who do shit like that. Bro, you can buy weed on fucking like surface web, like edibles and shit. In the UK, I mean. So there's no doubt I could easily buy PEDs if I wanted them. Yeah, he does use his size well, or he did at least. No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think you're crazy, because we don't know what Ruiz has left, bro. We really don't. And people forget, he looked awful, absolutely awful against Luis Ortiz. He looked dreadful. That was 2 years ago. Hasn't fought since. If Luis Ortiz wasn't such a geriatric fuck, Ortiz would have won that fight. He got dropped, fucking 3 or 4 times? He was winning most of the rounds, Luis Ortiz. Go back and watch it. He was outpointing Ruiz in many rounds until he got dropped. Luis Ortiz, 2 years prior, would have beat Ruiz. He is, apology of the PED expert. Yeah, I wouldn't take a PED. The only PED I recommend is fucking Viagra and Cialis. I've never done Viagra, but I've done Cialis. Only when I've been drinking, though. Only when I'm drinking. You shouldn't take that shit every day if you don't need it. But if you've been drinking and you feel like you could get your end away, get laid, but you've had a few too many drinks, a cheeky little Cialis is a great way to go about it. So I'll always plan in advance. I don't think he will either, Lee. I don't think he will either. I think it'll be a good fight for what it is. Ruiz versus Miller. I like Froch personally, but each to their own. He lacked in a lot of areas, no doubt. He had good power. He had a good chin. He actually had a good jab. What, between Cialis and Viagra? So Viagra is doesn't last that long. So I think Viagra only lasts 5 hours or something, 6 hours, whatever. Whereas Cialis can last for 24 hours, basically, or 48 hours, whatever it is. But it's not like you got a boner for 48 hours. That'd be disastrous. But it's if you need it, it's there. It gives you a boost, basically. That's how I can describe it. It's basically this is how I would describe it, my experience on it. So I've only taken it when I've been boozed up. And basically, when I've taken it, it's like I'm not boozed up downstairs. Does that make sense? It's like I'm normal. Yeah, he did have great stamina. Yeah, Froch had great stamina, and he carried his power late. Yeah, that's a sign of good stamina when you're carrying your power late. Drink yerba mate. I'm going to Google this. It's a plant, okay. Latin American beverage from the rainforests of Brazil. Interesting. Interesting. I need to get into that tea shit. All these fancy different teas and shit. I need to get into it. Using PEDs for sex, yeah. Why not, though, right? If you've had a few drinks, sometimes it's not a problem. But my rationale is, I'd rather go in knowing it's not a problem. Does that make sense? Like if I've had like 10 Stellas or something, I know there's a chance of like it may not like be as fighting fit as it should be. It makes sense. Does that make sense? It's like a boxer who's not like fought in a while, just ring rust, right? But it's like it alleviates that. That's how I see it anyway. Like I was saying, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. And that could be your fucking first impression blown away. You could have fucked it up. Whereas if you took that pill, could have led somewhere. Not sure, bro. I'm drinking, so probably not, mate. Probably not. I could be okay, though. I could be okay. I'm not, like, drunk now. I've been fucking ill, though. I've had, like, fucking, this fucking cold all week. Ever since I went out last weekend, basically the Monday after, I've had this fucking cold. Rich piano. I've heard good things about zinc and magnesium, yeah. Doesn't that make you come more or something, right? I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Pretty certain it does, though. Taking so much fucking zinc and magnesium, like that shit's gonna go off in a metal detector. Yeah, he's not fought in a while though, Jordan. So Nassim Hamed's son, he fought on Usyk Dubois undercard. He fought on the Usyk Dubois undercard, and he's not fought since, which is weird. Very weird. You'd think they'd try to build him up. Do you think Hellenius will come back? Fuck me, Jesus. What is there for him? Like Hellenius he's got to that point now where, to me, like he's not even viable for like any decent prospect to fight. I don't see the point. I would watch this though, Hellenius David Price. I'd watch it. This is a trip though. So you've put Price versus Hellenius 2024. I know this is a random fucking segue. But when I see 2024 written on the screen, it still feels like to me we've only just entered 2024. When in reality, we're nearly halfway through the year. That shit is scary. That shit is scary. We're nearly halfway through the year already. I don't know where time's going. What they say, they do say when you get older, like time goes quicker, and that shit is so true. So true. Yeah, this year's flown, exactly, bro. It's scary. It's so fucking scary. Yeah, I wish I got in shape, man. I need to start like, because I'm still a young man. I know I'm 30 tomorrow, but I'm still a young man. One of these times, I am low key tempted. I'm not gonna lie, to get on a stack and try and get not jacked, but like just try and get like ripped. So jacked to me is like big. I don't want to get big. I want to still maintain my slender physique, but like be fucking, I don't know, like ripped, like a sportsman physique. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to kind of go for at some point in time. So I need to get on the stack, make it a little bit easier. Makes you cream pie. Yeah, I think lockdown was the worst part as it took 2 years away. So, bro, that shit's 4 years ago now when Corona first came around. Isn't it crazy? That's crazy. 4 years ago. I never really paid attention to it, though, at the time. Me and my friends didn't anyway. So me and my friends just done house parties and shit. We basically took it back to like year 10, year 11, where we couldn't drink legally, but we had house parties. And that's what we did. We took it back to the old school. We had house parties. And yeah, it was good, man. Honestly, just us lot was some of the best nights we've had in a long while. Just fucking the lads, and that's it. Just like old school vibes, house parties, fucking mid 2000s playlist, bro. And they were such amazing nights, just us lot. Yeah, when you're a teenager, 3 years feels like a long time, but now it feels like 3 seconds. Yeah, bro. I think it's once you leave school, once you leave education, once you get into the real world, and you have your own sort of things to deal with, your responsibilities, etc., you realize how fleeting time is. You do realize how fleeting time is. Yeah, maybe BG. Yeah, I need to just put the effort in. It's not even that as well, though. It's like it's time. It's time, like working full time, and then doing the other channel. It's fucking long. It's fucking long. I should just bang it out though and just work out hard, like hard. Nah, bro, nah. So we usually, on the lockdown parties, we usually went to my friend's house. No, he had a flat at the time. And yeah, everybody was cool. Everybody was cool. So yeah, we just fucking did our thing, man. We did our thing. It's good times though, man. The world changed after COVID, in my opinion. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I kind of feel the same to a degree. I kind of feel the same. Sunday League, yeah, that's a good idea. So that's something me and my friends could do. What would you find harder, or what do you find harder, eating clean or working out? Working out. Not trying to cope or like lie, but genuinely, aside from smoking, and I know I'm drinking now, but like, if we're talking like average day to day life, I don't really eat unhealthy shit. I never have takeout. I never have like McDonald's or fast food. I never have like sugary drinks. All I really drink is water and coffee, like black coffee. Food wise, I eat a lot of meat, like not processed shit. Like food wise, I can make it. I can do better. I can definitely do better, but compared to a lot of people's diets, my food intake is actually fine compared to like the average person. I just don't work out. I just don't work out. Like I've got the oven on now, and I've got like fucking some green beans wrapped in foil with butter and garlic, salt, pepper. I've got some fish wrapped in foil with butter, garlic, etc. Lemon zest and shit. And I've got some rice ready to go. So yeah, my food wise, I don't do too bad. It's working out really. But I one good thing about me is I genuinely like a lot of healthy food. I genuinely like a lot of healthy food. What I don't like fruit that much. But like vegetables and shit, I love it. I love vegetables. Love it. I like real like meat and fish and shit. I like all that shit. Like I love fish. I could eat fish every day. Yeah, the World Cup's in USA, right? USA, Mexico, and Canada, right? Yeah, Jordan, I agree. Frank Martin may have a couple good early rounds where he may like outbox Tank when Tank isn't doing much. But as soon as Tank turns it up, bro, yeah, he's getting knocked out, man. Frank's getting knocked out. Frank's getting knocked out. I've tried Muay Thai, but I wasn't very good at it. I just can't get the kicking thing down. I can't do it. I can do low kicks and I can do front kicks. But my body, for whatever reason, kicking above, I don't know, like kicking high, I just can't. It doesn't suit me. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. Oh, nice one. Are you fighting? Apology. It's good to by the way, bro. It's good to see you're still about, man. I remember you from like 2018 days when he was on BDA. See, I still think you should start do a proper like startup of a channel. I really do. See, that would be a great thing to like document. Apology. That'd be a great thing to like video and film and put it out there. Fair play to you, man. Good luck as well, man. Good luck. At McDonald's right now. See, I have to. Respectfully, I disagree. I'd never put cranberry sauce on my Sunday roast, man. No. No, I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Literally, I don't put anything on my Sunday roast. I just love the gravy. I just fucking swamp that shit in gravy. The only thing I put on my Sunday roast, if I'm having lamb, is a little bit of mint sauce. Oh, love it. Eat your bloody steak to get jacked, yeah. Yeah, I do like steak. I do like my steak. I'm in another mood though. Like sometimes it's like it's long to cook for yourself. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just long. So I can't be asked. I was thinking about this. It's like doing like trying a diet, like see how long I can do it for. It's purely like chicken, rice, and broccoli or something. See how long I can do it for. I love my eggs, bro. I love my eggs. I love my eggs. I can eat eggs every day. Scrambled, fried, boiled, poached. Whatever you want to do with them, I'll fucking eat them. I love eggs. Love eggs. Oh, good luck as well, man. First kickboxing fight. Good luck, Lee, man. Again, bro, you should really you have a channel, man. You should document it. You should video it. Only upload it if you win though. But you should definitely get somebody to record it. Regardless, it's a good idea anyway. Even if you don't upload it on socials, it's a good idea anyway, so you can learn from it. That's great, man. Hopefully, wish you two luck, man. Apology is like going to turn into the dealer. He's going to turn into our dealer. He's gonna hook us all up. We're all going to be jacked in no time. Honestly, my favorite way, if I had like a day to myself where I can like cook and take time, I like my scrambled eggs. I do like my scrambled eggs. I like to put a little bit of Tabasco in my scrambled eggs, believe it or not. Tabasco in eggs works so fucking well. Yeah, I've had steak and eggs for breakfast. Yeah, it's not like an everyday thing. It'd be too fucking expensive, but now and again, it's really nice. It's really nice, man. Steak and eggs, like rare steak, eggs. Ooh, see, I can eat that. That shit is amazing as well. It's for simple shit. It's for simple shit. That's good. Like, there's not many junk foods that I genuinely like. Like, if somebody said to me, "You can't eat a McDonald's burger ever again," I wouldn't lose any sleep. Or whatever, shit like that, I wouldn't lose sleep. The only thing that would be hard is like proper like spicy chicken wings, like bread coated spicy chicken wings and shit like that. That's the only thing that would be hard for me in terms of junk food. So like KFC type of shit. Not that KFC is spicy because it isn't, but that sort of shit from takeaway places like spicy chicken wings. That's what I'd struggle with. That's the only like junk food I like. And a kebab now and again, but like even kebabs, like aside from when I'm absolutely pissed, I'd never order a kebab. I think Sandor Martin makes sense for Devin Haney because Sandor can't punch. So it's a good fight to come back to, I would say. If I was managing Haney, I'd probably push that fight, yeah. Oh no, smoothies are okay. The only diet thing for me, like, I've not really tried many diets, but the only thing that I can, so I think a lot of diets, I feel like sometimes the effects are placebo almost. But the only diet I can genuinely say worked was the intermittent fasting. And basically, what I did, I just had one meal a day, basically a big meal, whatever it was. I'd have a big meal, and that was it. Aside from that, I'd drink water and coffee. That was it. And for like adjusting to it took like 2 to 3 days, maybe. But after like the second or third day, you get into it. You get used to the routine, and genuinely, after a few days, it felt like I had more energy. Like I was not lighter, but like, I don't know, just more cognitive and less brain fog and more energy all round, like physically and mentally, especially mentally. Like mentally, I really, really, really noticed it. Like no brain fog whatsoever, zero. Like I was fully on it all day. But the thing is, what's up, Jiho? By the way, I'd see you, Jiho. What's up? Salute. If you could only use one for the rest of your life, would you choose Tabasco or gravy? See, Tabasco for me has been a relatively recent thing. I love Tabasco, but I grew up on gravy, so we're gonna have to say gravy. Got to keep gravy. Ah, bro, I was shit everywhere, man. In regards to football, I was shit everywhere. So I'd say like maybe defensive midfield because I could run around a lot. That's all I could really do. I had good stamina, so I could run around and shit. I'd say defensive midfield maybe. But I was trash, like awful. But I never took football seriously though. So it's like I never tried to get good at it. I used to play as a striker, and I swear I was so bad. I was so bad. I made Ali Dia look like Ronaldo. Yeah, Ali Dia was the guy Liverpool signed, right? I think he was the guy Liverpool signed. Still debating. I'm still debating whether to stay up for this fight or not. We'll see. I'll see how I feel, I guess, right? Play it by ear. But yeah, I need to get back into uploading boxing content. Where can I fight Carradine and what are the benefits? This is your calling. Apology. You should become like a salesman for PEDs. You'll be earning so much commission in this chat alone. Apology is basically Victor Conte. Apology is Victor Conte. Yeah, I'm off work tomorrow. I've got Monday off as well. I don't know, man. It's just like, so back in the day, like I could stay up. I would stay up when I wasn't out. If boxing was on, I would stay up for like the most mid fights, honestly. Like random ass fights, like Adrian Broner versus Emmanuel Taylor, for example. That's just one example. Shit like that, I'd stay up for every fight I could when I wasn't out. Every fight. Every single one. But these days, man, I'm trying to think what the last fight was that I stayed up for. Yeah, I've probably started drinking too early, Matt, to be honest with you. I've probably started drinking too early. I might be. It's 8 o'clock though, so we're circa like fucking how many hours are we away? 8 hours. Should be okay. Yeah, Monday's bank holiday, yeah. I think he will, JD. I think he will. I think he will. I think he'll come to fight. I think he'll come to fight. But I don't know, man. I think it'll be a good one. I do think it'll be a good fight. Julius Long versus Hellenius. Yeah, I'm feeling that way these days. BG, I'm feeling that way these days. I can't remember the last time I stayed up for a fight. I'm trying to think. I think I stayed up for Benavidez Plant. In fact, I know I did. I stayed up for Benavidez Plant. That might have been the last one. That might have been the last one. Possibly the last one. I don't think he'll be... listen, I don't think he'll be the next Broner. But I do think now he'll probably... Yeah. I don't think he'll reach those same heights. I don't think he'll reach those same levels. To be honest with you. What do I make of Blood Boxing, Boxing Librarian, Precise, and Lee Talks Boxing? Blood Boxing, I haven't seen him for a while, to be honest. Boxing Librarian, Dork. Precise, good channel. Lee Talks Boxing, good channel. There you go. What's up, Nordic? How you doing, bro? Basically, yeah, he's marketed on his own, Devin Haney. But I still don't think he'll go like Broner did. Because at least, regardless of what we think about Haney or what we think of his abilities, he does train. Whereas Broner was just a lazy cunt. So I could still see Haney snagging some titles here and there. Blair Cobbs may beat Broner, to be honest. And Blair Cobbs fucking sucks, but he may be too active. I wish I knew as much about boxing as Boxing Librarian does. I mean, he's a stat man, though, right? It's like, if you lock a person in a room for 6 months and you said to them, okay, you have to learn everything about the fucking, I don't know, about tiddlywinks and who the best tiddlywink players of all time were, they could do it and come up with like names and numbers and shit, but it's like, bros, what about like breaking down fights and shit and making predictions? Like, there's different elements to boxing knowledge, is what I'm trying to say. So there's like the historical side of like knowing who beat who and what they did and bloody bloody blah, etc. And then there's the ability to break down fights and then make predictions and then have a decent prediction record. Then there is analyzing fights that have happened and breaking down what happened. There's all sorts of like, that goes into what boxing knowledge is. Like, there's a lot of categories that break that down, in my opinion. But even like the whole historical thing, there's this like boxing historians. I'm going to make a database of this, that, and the third. Cool, looks good, great. It's basic. It gives us like the basic stats. But like, can you tell me the circumstances of that fight? What was the narrative going in? Was there a guy who had an injury? Was this fight deemed a robbery? There's so much more nuance that isn't discussed with these types of people. So is it history? No, it's just reading numbers. Gunboat Smith was a great win for Sam Langford. Gunboat Smith was a top G in Vietnam. Yeah, Blair Cobb could beat Broner, Chase. I think he may beat Broner. I think he will beat Broner if he doesn't get robbed. Yeah, David Haye is proof that you don't become a boxing expert simply by being a fighter. Yeah. I kind of like David Haye, though. You know, that guy does not give a fuck about boxing. I feel like he's just there because he's getting a paycheck. I kind of admire it almost. That's my problem. Let me ace. It's pure numbers. So like, I'll try and use an example. So such and such fighter beat X amount of world champions. Number one, not all world champions are equal. Okay, so the stat is such and such a fighter beat X amount of current, former, or future world champions. Not all world champions are equal. So Deontay Wilder, using somebody like Boxing Librarian's system, would have got a point for beating a shot Sergei Liakovic, who wasn't a great champion anyway. Whereas fucking Tyson Fury would have got the same point for beating Vladimir Klitschko. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like these sort of formulaic ranking systems have no room for nuance at all. That's my issue with like this. That's why BoxRec is so trash. That's why their ratings are so trash. Yeah, that's why I liked Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia said he's only in boxing to make money. He doesn't really care about being great. Like, if you're honest about it, I mean, what can I say? Like, Mikey Garcia literally said that. He said he did it because he was decent at it and he made money. Fair play. Thoughts on Ben Whittaker? Too early to say. He's making a name for himself, though, which is good. But I want to see some fundamentals. I wasn't too impressed with his last fight. I can't lie. Against that Scouse guy, wasn't too impressed. Ultratech's a very good channel. Yeah, Ultratech is very good. Lamb chop. I like Ultra a lot. Funny guy as well. Very, very funny guy. We saw the best. Yeah, exactly. We saw the best Chisora when managed by Hay. Gave Usyk his best fight. Did Rob Pulev though? Yeah. He's a good hype man, David Hay. He's a good hype man. Yeah, they also don't consider politics or fixed fights unless it's convenient to do so, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Catch weights or, you know... Oh, is William Pigeon? Is William Pigeon? I ain't seen Pigeon in a minute, man. I ain't seen Pigeon in a while. Yeah, the funniest fans of boxing are the guys on Cura who think Jack Johnson would score both Klitschko's on the same night, yeah. Yeah, those fans exist. I'm not taking away what those guys did in like the 1800s and early 1900s. But like the sport moves on, technique moves on. Those guys were great for their day, but you can't compare them in like head-to-head matchups. You can't. Peter McGrail, he looked good up until he got knocked out. He needs to avenge that defeat to O'Quinn. He needs to avenge that defeat and come again. I know he won recently, against Mark Leach, but he's got decent skills. But I wonder if he's going to be one of these guys who turns pro, very good amateur. You can clearly see he's skilled, but I don't think he's physically robust enough. I don't think he's physically robust enough, to be honest with you. I think he might be one of those guys who struggles not so much with the skill element of the pro game, but the physicality of it. Shrek is too big and too strong. Does Benavidez beat Vodzik? I think so, yeah, because I don't think Vodzik is the same fighter. He's not shot, certainly not shot, but he's not a prime fighter anymore. So I take Benavidez to wear him down, but I think that's a banana skin fight for Benavidez. I really do. I give Vodzik a shot. To be honest. But I think that's a very good fight. I think that's a very, very good fight. Benavidez is fresher, and still he's going to be bigger. I'll take Benavidez, but Vodzik has a puncher's chance. I like that fight. I like that fight personally. I like it. Yeah, McGrail's a great fighter, but his defense is bad. When he throws combos on the ropes, he consistently gets cracked because he drops his hands when throwing. No, I don't watch Netflix, bro. I've never had a Netflix account. I don't pay for a TV license, bro. Let alone like paying for Netflix. I don't pay for any of that shit, to tell you the truth. Last thing I paid for was DAZN. I paid for that for a while. Yeah, his trolling is low-key really funny as well, Carl Froch. His trolling is low-key funny as fuck. He gets under people's skin. That's a hard question to answer, Jiho. It's a hard one. Is Vodzik a tougher fight for Benavidez than Morel? It's a hard one to answer because Vodzik isn't quite what he was, whereas Morel looks very talented but is unproven. It's a hard one, bro. I'd love to see both fights, is how I'd answer it. Sorry, beer's coming back up. Bro, if he's to beat Benavidez, man, that's a great win. Bro, light heavyweight, by the way, is getting some new blood. Benavidez is going to light heavyweight. David Morrell going to light heavyweight. I'm only 4 beers in, G-Man. Only 4. Because I've got next week's video done on the other channel, so I can kind of chill. You don't watch Netflix, Del. How am I going to entertain the fatties? I probably should have Netflix, right? I probably should have it. To be fair, my friend lets me. Well, he used to. I don't think they. So I've not used my friend's Netflix in a minute, but they used to let you like share accounts. I don't think they do that anymore. Beer of choice is Madri tonight. Madri. Spanish, I believe. Yeah, Spanish. Yeah, fuck, what was his name? I forgot his name. Have a look. Yeah, Boslini. I forgot his name. Yeah, Boslini. The new generation of Cuban fighters are a lot different to the previous generation of like Rigondeaux and Erislandy Lara. A lot of these guys now are a lot easier on the eye. So guys like Rebese Ramirez, good to watch. David Morrell, good to watch. There's another guy who I rate, who I haven't spoken about on this channel. Iglesias, the super middleweight. Really, really entertaining fighter, skilled fighter as well. So he's a Cuban, much like Morrell, but nobody's talking about Iglesias. I think he fights in Germany or Russia. Let's have a look. So he's had a lot of his fights in Germany and Poland, not fought in America yet. But he knocked out Marcelo Coceres in 1 round, who obviously arguably beat Berlanga, gave Billy Joe a hard fight. He completely schooled Chilemba. You know, he's a good fighter. Good fighter. That nobody's really talking about. He's 26 apparently. Whether he's 26 or not. This guy. That's his name. Osles Iglesias. Rye River IPA, Bang Bang, is a nice, easy to drink beer. I like an IPA now and again. I do like an IPA. I'm drinking Kronenberg now and some San Miguel later, and then staying up all night for Canelo versus Munguia with a coffee to keep me awake. Bro, I don't mind Kronenberg. I quite like it. I don't drink it much though, but I like it. Stone and Wood. Yeah, I'd like that. I think I'd like that. Australian. It's got good reviews. If I see it, I'll get it. If I see it, I'll get it. Frank Sanchez entered the chat. Yeah, but there's a lot more Cubans now that are like palatable, like to a casual audience. There's a lot more than they used to be. I do feel like they're learning the lesson now of like of having to be more entertaining. I feel like they are taking that on board. Andy Cruz, I'm on the middle on. We'll see. We'll see. I'm a lightweight, Budweiser only bottles though. I'll tell you what I do like. I do love my Guinness though. I do miss my Guinness. Miss my Guinness? I like my Guinness. I read Al's comment. I miss the days when Stella was 5%. Jesus. I like my Stella as well, bro. I like Stella. Stella gets a bad rap, but I think it's a nice beer. It's a nice beer on tap, like from a good pub. It's a nice beer. I got Zepeda beating Loma. William Zepeda, yeah. I got William beating. I think he'll beat Loma. Yeah, I find it difficult. Yeah, difficult to get a good Guinness in London. Yeah. Yeah, man. So I've honestly probably never had a good Guinness, but I still like it. Like if I go to Ireland, I'll probably have my mind blown. He's in his mid-40s on paper. Yeah, true. Yeah, Lara blasted Zarafa out. I had Lara winning, but I didn't expect that. Lara was weird though. Lara could be in good fights. Angulo, that was a good fight. Castano was a good fight. Jarrett Hurd was a good fight. Even the Canelo fight wasn't bad, from what I recall. And when Lara fights Buns, one thing about Lara, this is why I never put him in the Rigondeaux category. Lara usually blows away these Buns like in a couple of rounds. To be fair to him, he usually gets rid of those guys. Guys like Yuri Foreman, guys like that, you know, he'll usually knock these guys out pretty quick. I like my lagers. Yeah, Moretti is. Listen, I'll drink it, but it's not one of my favorites. I can't lie. Moretti was a big thing. I feel like in the UK, it felt like a big thing like 5 or 6 years ago. Seemed like everybody was drinking it. These days, not so much. Yeah, bad Guinness in Dublin probably be the best Guinness in London. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine, bro. Yeah, Nick Ball versus Luis Alberto Lopez. That's a good fight. Yeah, I like Dragon Stout. Yeah, I like Dragon Stout. I like most stouts, though, to be honest. I love stout. I fucking love it. I went to this place couple of years ago, local place, and they fucked around with like loads of custom stouts. And ordinarily, I don't fuck with that sort of shit. You know, when people fuck with drinks or food, I don't usually fuck with it. But I tried all these different stouts, and a couple of them really worked. Like there was like this peanut butter stout, and it was so fucking good. There was a coffee stout as well, which was really good. Yeah, me too, Lee. I feel the same way. Nick Ball is a tough, very tough, aggressive, hard hitting fringe contender. That's how I see it. But see, I don't think that fight was for robbery. People made it out to be. I really don't. The Ball versus Vargas fight, I felt a draw was relatively fair. Yeah, I'm not. I've never been a cider. Never been a cider guy. Al. Never been a cider guy. I like my lager, my stout. If I'm just chilling, that's all I'll drink. On a night out, I'll start on beer, end up on spirits, usually vodka or rum, one of those two, or even gin. Sometimes I can't lie, I am partial to a bit of gin, little gin and tonic, you know, cheeky little gin and tonic. But yeah, usually I'm pretty basic when it comes to booze. pretty basic when it comes to booze. Lager, though, I can drink most of it, man. I'm not a fan of... I wouldn't drink Foster's, Carling. Not a fan of Carlsberg either. Or Budweiser. Don't like those four. Those are the four I try to avoid. But I can pretty much drink anything else. If I had to go to, though, like... I like my Stella. I like Heineken. I like Red Stripe. If we're talking like the main beers. So yeah, Heineken, Stella, Red Stripe. Don't know what else I'd go for. Yeah, Dublin has to have the best Guinness, surely. Sorry. Apparently Warrington Lara 3 happening in July. I'll watch it, bro. Lara hasn't been looking good since that second Warrington fight, so could be a good time for Warrington to take it, to be honest. Bacardi, bro. I've not heard it. Bro, Bacardi. I've not heard people mention that for years. Tyskie, yeah, Tyskie is one of those beers you get from like the fucking petrol station. Do you know what I mean? There's this Polish beer I really like. I forgot what it was called though. Zubar, I think it's called, like Zubr, I think it's called. That was all right. But yeah, I'd say my favorite beers are like fucking, yeah, Stella, like lagers I'm talking. So lagers is Stella, Red Stripe. I like Heineken. Tell you what else I really like. It's hard to find though. It's in some Weatherspoons. I like Blue Moon. That's a nice beer. That's a nice beer, but it's hard to find out here. That's an American beer. Like usually American beers is no bueno, but Blue Moon is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Blue WKD. Yep, Blue WKD. Yep, that's fucking cancer, isn't it? It's fucking horrible. Awful drink. Absolutely awful. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Chase. Yeah, but the Lara fight could make sense, honestly. Favorite ale is Black Sheep. I do like ale, but I'm not an expert on ale, mate. But I like it now and again. I don't dislike ale. Ale is like nice in a pub in the winter. That's when I drink most like stout is winter time. I just feel it feels wintry. I love Red Stripe. I love Red Stripe. It's hard to find though in pubs, but I like it. There was a pub near me who served it on tap, but they stopped serving it, man. But I like Red Stripe. Yeah, I think his chin has definitely deteriorated, Lee, ever since that first fucking Lara fight. And I agree. I don't think he goes down from it either. Or if he gets hurt, he at least recovers. Like he is a better fighter. He's a better fighter than Lee Wood. He was winning that fight against Lee Wood. But you know, Lee Wood stood up to it and he caught Warrington. I wonder what Lee Wood's gonna do next. I wonder who he's gonna fight next. Because he hasn't been mentioned for a while. Wouldn't know who he's going to fight next. Yeah, maybe Cordina. Yeah, Cordina could be one. I got barred for hiding a pack of Red Stripe in the pub garden and drinking it. What a lad. What a lad. Yeah, I don't think they'd use. I don't think they'd cash out Lee Wood against Barrett. It'd be a good fight. I'd watch it. I'd like to see it, but I don't think they'll go for it. I think Cordina might be the one. I think it would be Cordina, which is an okay fight. I think Cordina beats him, but yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind like Mayweather doing that. He's trying to build up his guy. I get it, but like, most important thing, like he's 17, that kid. The most important thing for him is getting the right fights, for the right matchmaking before you start building him up. Like, that's the important thing. I'll tell you what though, I saw his fight on the undercard of Tszyu Fundora, and that Morton kid was in there with a real fighter, real opponent, and he'd have learnt more from that fight than he had his previous couple. That's good matchmaking, that is. They're the sort of fights he needs. Yeah, I was having this conversation the other day, like, so I drink Corona on nights out, but I'm not a massive fan of it though. But for some reason, I end up drinking it on nights out. I don't know why. It's weird. So I'm not a massive fan, but when I'm on a night out, I always end up at least having a couple for some reason. I don't know why. It's too skunky for me. It's too it's too skunky. That's how I can describe it. And they say, oh, you got to put lemon in it or lime, whatever. If it needs fucking like fruit in it, or like it's a shit beer. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of Corona. Anyone here like Jubel, especially the peach flavor? Never tried it. Never tried it. Bernardo Lopez versus Espinoza. That's a great fight. Espinoza's so big for that weight class. Lopez is more dynamic, I'd say, but Espinoza's more consistent with his pressure. I might take Espinoza, you know. That'd be a great job. That'd be my dream job. Be a connoisseur. Or a food reviewer would be good as well. I like that fight as well, bro. I saw people complaining about this fight, Madrimov versus Crawford. I don't understand what people are moaning about, to be honest. I think it's a good fight because Madrimov is something completely different to what Crawford's fought. Crawford's not fought anybody like Madrimov, and vice versa as well, by the way. But I like that fight. I do like that fight. Yeah, it's just a shame how those fights turned out. But Madrimov really impressed me in his last fight, how he was picking his spots and not wasting so much energy like he usually did previously. And even in the Sorrow rematch, he was doing that as well. I think he's learned to not overexert himself because he did that a lot in his early fights. He overexerted himself and tried to do too much. But that's what's interesting though, Nordic, because like this fight against Madrimov is with it's being promoted by the Saudis, so It's going to be interesting. Madrimov is 10-0, right? He's 10-0 with one draw. Oh, it was a technical draw, I believe. He looked pretty good in his last fight. He looked pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, the draw was the technical draw, obviously, against Sorrow in their rematch. But he's a good fighter, Madrimov. He's a good fighter. And it's interesting as well because, like, obviously Saudi are backing it, and he's got a Muslim background, so it'll be interesting. That card's good though. You got Andy Ruiz versus Jarrell Miller, which I like. I know people are going to shit on it, but I like it. Isaac Cruz versus Jose Valenzuela. That's going to be a fun fight. That Cruz is going to win. Virgil Ortiz versus Tszyu to me is an amazing fight. I think that's a great fight. David Morrell is fighting Kaladzic, Hot Rod, the guy who fought Beterbiev at light heavyweight. Madrimov is fighting Crawford, and I think there's going to be a couple more fights added as well. Yeah, I mean, you could argue he's green, but he had a lot of amateur fights, and he's 29, so fuck it, why not? Why not? But I really like that Virgil Ortiz Tszyu fight. That is an amazing fight. Tszyu, man, I'll say it again. He deserves a lot of credit for going into that fight after such a hard fight last time out. He deserves credit. Because he could easily say, oh, I need a layup, I need a tune-up. But he's going right back in there. Fair play to him, man. Fair play to him. It's a great fight, that is. I don't even know how to pick that one either. Virgil Ortiz versus Tszyu. That's a great fight. That's it. That's why Ortiz at 154 only seen 2 rounds. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And he's had his illnesses, his inactivity. So it's hard. It's a hard fight to call, but listen, Virgil obviously has confidence, as does Tim. Not trying to sound like a hipster. Now Beterbiev Bivol has to be rescheduled. That genuinely may be my favourite fight on the schedule. Tszyu versus Virgil Ortiz. Might be my favourite fight on the schedule of all the confirmed fights. It's a hell of a fight though, isn't it? That's one of those fights I feel I can sit here and state with absolute conviction it's not going to be a bad fight, regardless of how it goes. I got a lot of respect for Tszyu. I really do. Because a lot of these fighters who have famous fathers or famous, their dads were famous fighters, a lot of these guys basically live on that and it's their main selling point. You can't say that's been the case with Tszyu. He's really tried to carve out his own path. And you got to respect it. You got to respect it. And even his loss, like I was saying earlier, even his loss, it wasn't like he got bashed up or this, that, and the third or got brutally knocked out, man. He got a terrible, terrible, terrible cut and it fucked him up. Yeah, there was also a gold medalist, Hearn signed, who injured his knee on his pro debut. Gold medalist. Was it a heavyweight, Chase? Was it a heavyweight? I remember Majidov, who was a heavyweight. He did he beat Joshua? He fought Joshua in the amateurs. He fucked him. Yeah, I think it was Majidov. I don't think it was on his pro debut though. I think it was like his second fight. Majidov, yeah, it may have been him. He lost to Andrei Fedosov. It was his fourth fight. Could have been him, maybe. Yeah, Joseph Ward was another one. Yeah, Joseph Ward was another one. That he's light heavyweight. Yeah, I like MMA Guru. He's got a good channel. See, even though I'm a casual now, I do know a little bit. I do know a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm not a casual yet. I'm not a casual, but I'm not as into it as I used to be, or I'm not as like on it as I used to be. But yeah, Joe Ward was a good light heavyweight prospect. He's come back since. He's come back since, but he's 30 now, man. There's something about these Irish amateurs who turn pro. Always really, really good amateurs, do really well in the amateurs, but when they turn pro, they just have nothing. It's weird. It's so strange. All of them. Like Paddy Barnes was another one. Michael Conlon. Like these guys just don't. Jason Quigley. Like these guys just don't transition to the pro ranks. It's weird. It's weird how the Irish have a really good amateur system. Considering the size of their country, their amateur system is really good. But how many fighters has it produced as in regards to pros? It's strange. It's really weird. Yeah, it was Majidov, yeah. So yeah, he fought Joshua in the amateurs, and I don't know. I think Joshua beat him in the World Championships, and maybe lost to him in the Europeans, possibly. But yeah, he was a really good amateur, but he turned pro so fucking late. Like he was in his 30s when he turned pro, Majidov. Yeah, John Jones is one of the best I've seen. I'd say I'm a casual when it comes to MMA, but John Jones, GSP, Khabib, Anderson Silva, they're the fighters for me who I've seen in their time that to me are the best that I've seen. I was too young for Fedor, you know, but they're the guys who I was most impressed with. CM Punk was incredible. Fucking CM Punk. Bro, I think some of us in the chat would have done better than CM Punk. But I do like MMA. I do watch it. I do watch it now and again. I'm a casual. I am a real casual when it comes to MMA. Yeah, Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell was he was a pioneer, no doubt. Thing is with Chuck, like the thing is with MMA, because MMA is such a young sport still, looking back at him now, his skill set seemed so primitive, to be honest. Because if you took a prime Chuck Liddell and brought him now with his exact same skill set, he'd probably struggle, I'll be honest. But I liked him as well. I like Chuck Liddell, yeah. He was my first exposure to UFC. I remember seeing his face on some fucking game, video game cover, UFC game. I remember seeing his fucking mohawk and shit. But yeah, Chuck Liddell was good. You had guys like Rampage back then as well. Rashad Evans. Who else was about back then? Yeah, guys like that. Shogun Hua. Lyoto Machida. Matt Hughes. Yeah, Matt Hughes was a very good welterweight. He was the first great welterweight in UFC. Then it was GSP. Those days of UFC from mid 2000s to early 2010s was so good. So good. These days, I still like UFC. I still watch it now and again. Certain cards, certain fights. The UFC 300 card was really good, I can't lie. But thing is with UFC now, and this is just me as my own personal perspective, it's almost become too corporate. It's not corporate in comparison to other sports. Dana White lets his fighters say what they want. What I mean is it looks too clean. I can't explain it. It looks too clean now. It's hard to explain. But back in the day, it still felt kind of dirty, kind of grimy. It's a business now, basically, is what I'm saying. It's a business now. It's a business. Yeah, it's a shame we never got Ngannou versus John Jones at heavyweight. But, is what it is. The fight now MMA fans want at heavyweight is John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, who's a British MMA fighter, who a lot of people are saying Jones is ducking. Jones now is at that stage in his career where he's done it all. I don't think he wants to take that fight. But yeah, MVP, yeah, he fought recently as well. He fought Kevin Holland and won in the UFC, yeah. He won his first fight. He was a karate guy, MVP. I'm certain he fought in the Olympics as well, in karate. He was on. I remember when he boxed as well. He fought on some David Haye cards. On Dave, I remember. Yeah, he boxed as well. Yeah, I've heard good things about one championship. I've heard good things about it. No, I've not seen it. Left way, not seen it. Once. Oh yeah, I remember you saying this before. You was a Ronda Rousey fan. Ugh. Bro, come on, son. Ugh. I don't know about Ronda Rousey, man. I don't know about that. I don't know. Okay, so left way is Muay Thai with headbutts in the simplest terms. Okay. Ronda fighting, not sexual. Okay. I believe you, BG London. I totally believe you. Now, I'm certain you said you thought she was all right. I'm certain you said that before. Certain of it. Might be wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, she was like fucking in like 2015, whenever it was. Bro, she was everywhere. Every magazine, every fucking... It's crazy. And then she went to like WWE, right? Because she got slept by what's her name, Holly Holm, and she came back and lost to what's her name, Nunes, and yeah, eventually went to MMA. No, WWE. I mean, that's a hell of a fucking point. Ronda Rousey or Shannon Courtney? Jesus Christ. I feel like whatever I answer is wrong on that one. I've been sitting here casting aspersions on BG, but I'd rather go with Ronda than Shannon Courtney. There we go. Savannah's going to PFL. Yeah, she is. Yeah, I think she is. Yeah, I read that on Sky Sports. Yeah, me too, Lee. Me too, but like... I probably would as well. I know I would. But we're talking in the fantasy that we can actually choose. I'd rather AIDS. Yeah, that does seem like a better third option, I can't lie. But out of the two, I'd probably take Ronda. Because of reasons. I feel like Ronda would be, I don't know, just better. You know what I'm saying? But could be wrong. I draw the line at Ebony Bridges, though. I'd be worried about 35 STDs with her. Yeah, that's one I don't get either, bro. I don't get the whole Ebony Bridges thing. It's just like all enhanced and shit. It's just not for me, man. It's not for me. It's not for me. That whole like plastic shit. Crazy thing now, though, these days, it's getting to the point now where like you can't even tell who's got a good ass anymore because like even that shit is surgically enhanced now. So back in the day, it was basically just a tit job and that was it. And now they're even fucking with asses. I've always felt like a nice ass is more impressive than nice tits. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing, but nah, Savannah's not it, bro. Savannah's not it. Seems like a nice girl, though, but Savannah's not my type, to put it bluntly. Not my type. Yeah, I know, right? I've got fuck all to do today, so it's like... I just put my food in the oven, so I'll be off in like 20 minutes, whatever. Okay, Aaron Walker. if you had to choose one person to fight for your life between Campbell Hatton and Mark Demori, who are you picking? If it's an IRL fight in the streets, I'll take Mark Demori. Because he's bigger than most people. And I feel that alone, the intimidation factor, is going to make him win fights. Whereas Campbell Hatton, I feel like an average guy could maybe beat him up. Like an average 14 stone bloke could probably beat him up. No, but we're talking about in the streets, JD. We're talking about in the streets, bro. In the streets, if you saw Campbell Hatton and you saw Mark Demori, you'd fancy your chances more against Campbell Hatton. 100% you would. Bloody high standards. Nah. It's not even that, bro. It's just I've had some fucking right states in my time. But Savannah Marshall just doesn't do it for me, honestly. She just doesn't do it. It's not my type. I mean, I've done worse, but you know how it is. You're putting it out there like I've got a choice to choose. That's the thing. If I had no option, then yeah, of course. But but yeah, most of these female fighters are not great. I'll be honest. Most of them are not great. There was that one UFC fighter who was kind of cute. I forgot her name. Paige Van Zandt. She was all right looking. Nah, not Shevchenko. Nah, not Thug Rose either, bro. Not Thug Rose. I forgot her. Yeah, it was Van Zandt. It was Van Zandt. She was decent looking, facially. Not my body type, but she's a good looking girl. Yeah, Shevchenko's not my type, man. Shevchenko's not my type. She could literally kill most people. But no, she's not my type in terms of looks, to be honest. One sec. Bentley? What is there fights now? Bentley? Who the fuck's Denzel? There's no fights now, is there? Oh no, he's fighting soon, right, Denzel Bentley? Oh, he's fighting next week, yeah. Danny Dignam, yeah. I don't know if he's done or not. That fight with his fight with what's his face? Stoke guy from Stoke. What's his fucking name? Nathan Heaney. Yeah, that fight was super weird, man. It was almost like he threw that fight. I'm not gonna lie. That fight was so weird. It's like Bentley wasn't there to win. It was like Bentley wasn't there to win, but it was weird. No, I was told about it earlier. I need to watch it. Because I was kind of expecting Rodriguez to win. I'm not going to lie. Because I hadn't really seen much of Nishida, but what I had seen of him, I felt Rodriguez could do the job, but obviously not. I felt Rodriguez would win, but Katie Taylor, yeah. Oh God. But yeah, it was Heaney was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, Nathan Heaney. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I need to sort my dinner out, my food. I've not eaten yet. I've not eaten. Fuck's sake. Katie Taylor sounds like Freddie Roach. Jesus. And on that bombshell, we will end it. We will end it here. I'll try and stream maybe next week after the Canelo fight. We'll see. I should have time. Fingers crossed. But yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy the fight, all that good shit. Stay safe, etc., etc. And yeah, don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm gonna carry on drinking, get some food, and chill. But yeah, peace out, guys. Have a good one.